Hey kids, it's Miss Sasha. Welcome back to art class. Today is going to be another great day. Today we're going to talk about weather words and simple parts of a flower. The supplies you're going to need today are going to be 2 pieces of white paper and some assorted crayons. Now is a good time to pause your video, gather all your supplies. Now that you've gathered all your supplies, it's time to get started. Go ahead and grab your first piece of paper or both of your papers and put them in front of you and all of your crayons down in front of you as well. We're going to get our hands all warmed up and ready for drawing, okay? We've done this before, but I'll go ahead and go over it one more time. I'm going to give you some hand command and show you what to do, and then we're going to either count to 10 or do it 10 times, okay? So the first thing we're going to do today, since we're talking about planting a seed, we're going to put on our gardening gloves, okay? It's going to go like this. You're going to put on your gardening gloves, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. A lot of people put on gardening gloves before they garden so they don't get dirt or soil in their fingernails or blisters on their hands from all that digging. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is dig the dirt. We're going to do like this. Dig, dig. You could do one hand or both if you'd like, or we could just count to 10. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Now we're going to plant some seeds. You can just plant them like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you ready? Get your seeds. I have mine in my pocket. Okay, I got them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now we're going to cover up our seeds with the dirt. It's going to look like this. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Now that our seeds are in the soil, we need to pat that soil down so it's kind of like this, okay? We're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? Now, let's see. Let's let our little roots start to grow in that soil. So we'll just pretend like our fingers are little roots, okay? And we'll count to 10 together. Get your fingers ready to grow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ooh, good and sturdy. All right, let's do rain fingers like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're almost there. We have 2 left. We're going to do wind, and the wind is going to be like this. Very windy day, okay? So, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Our hands are good and dirty, so we better go ahead and wash them up. So take your gloves off, put them on your desk, and let's get to washing like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ooh, my hands are tired from all that work digging in the dirt. All right, I think we're ready to go. Get one of your pieces of paper that's going to be in front of you. The other one should be underneath it. We're going to practice some of the skills that we're going to use while we're drawing our plant, okay? So let's go ahead and get any color that you'd like. Today I'm going to get purple, okay? Great. Let's draw some horizontal lines. We'll do horizontal, and we'll also do vertical, and we'll do some diagonal today, okay? So horizontal lines will go across like this, straight across like the horizon line. If you look on my picture right here, this is my horizon line. If you remember correctly, it's where the sky meets the earth, or the sky meets the water, or the walls meet the floor. That's your horizon line. It goes across your page from edge to edge, okay? Perfect. All right. Now I want you to go ahead and do a vertical line. That's from top to bottom, okay? You can do it anywhere in your paper. I'm going to start at the top, as straight as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. All the way to the bottom. You can go ahead and do 2 if you'd like. Ooh, I'm trying to get mine as straight as I can. Perfect. Top to bottom, it's vertical. Can you say vertical? Good. We forgot to say horizontal. Let's try that. Horizontal. Good. Now we'll do diagonal. Diagonal goes from corner to corner, or slanted, right? I could go slanted. I'll go across. I'll go from corner to corner. It's diagonal. It's got to go a long way. Look at that. See if you can go from corner to corner. And it's okay if you don't get it exactly from corner to corner. Remember, we're just practicing. Okay? You got it? Great. Let's go ahead and do some dash lines in case you have some rain on our paper. Remember, dash. I'm going to do a dash diagonal line. Look. It's like little tiny straight lines with a little space in the middle. Okay? Makes for good rain. Okay? Your turn. See, mine are going across each other. It's okay. Let's do zigzag line. Remember, up, down, 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 all the way across my page. We use that for grass sometimes. In this picture, we might also use it maybe for down here in the soil somewhere. It's just good to practice these lines. Lightning is good for zigzag, so if lightning was your weather word, then lightning would be zigzag lines, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, spirals for wind, right? You're probably getting really good at spirals by now. I love spirals. Look at the wind in my picture. It's spirals. All right. Let's do, I was trying to look up the difference between cloudy and foggy, and in the book it would say, here's my cloud, so this would be cloudy, and when they described foggy, it was a cloud that's kind of colored in, so this would be our foggy. Cloudy and foggy, those are two weather words that you might be talking about. So go ahead and practice your cloudy and your foggy. And when you're all done with that, I want you to go ahead and put your practice paper underneath your other paper and put your crayon on top. Or put your crayon, we're going to grab a brown this time. Okay, here's my brown. Here we go. All right, let's get started on drawing our plant. What do you think plants need in order to grow? Any good guesses? If you said food, that was a good guess. If you said a hamburger, that was not a good guess, even though that's some food that we would like to eat to grow, right? Water, that's a good guess. Air, like wind, all good guesses. and light. It needs light, like sunshine, right? So we're going to go ahead and draw our horizontal line. That's going to be our soil. We're not going to go in the middle of our page. We're not going to go close to the bottom, maybe about a hand high. If you put your hand, you can put a soil line that goes across your page, a horizontal line. Plants live in many different environments, and some of their environments include the weather. So some weather words that you might hear us talk about today might be sunny, cloudy, rainy, foggy, windy, or snowy. So I want you to keep those words in your head and try to imagine what types of weather our plant would need in order to grow. Okay? All right. So we have our soil line. We do need dirt or soil or earth. Those are all words that we use that describe the same thing as soil. The next thing we're going to do is put our seed in the soil. So go ahead and grab your seed. I keep mine in my pocket. Here's my seed. You can go ahead and place one seed in your soil. Mine's a nice sized oval seed. You got it? Perfect. Now that our seed is in there, we talked about our seed needing food. So food for plants is called minerals or nutrients. And so let's go ahead with our brown and put some minerals or nutrients in our soil. It can be tiny circles, spots. It could be a dotted line. Look, I could go all the way across my page. Little dotted line, circles, maybe some little wavy lines. Whatever types of food we need in our soil, the minerals or the nutrients, okay? All right. I'll give you a second to put those in there. Make our seed rich and strong and healthy and ready to grow to become a big, beautiful flower. All right. What do you think the next thing is going that we need in order for our seed to start growing? Remember, our seed is like a little tiny protected little being in there. It's got usually has like a little shell on it that it needs to break on through, and these little things start to break on through, right? They're called our roots, right? And our roots are going to grow really deep into the soil and really, really wide, okay? That happens because if they just grow straight down, then when the wind blows, that's one of our weather words, when the wind blows, then it doesn't have anything to hold it up, okay? So our roots are going to grow deep and wide. Okay, watch. Wide, and they're kind of wavy lines. They can go right through those minerals and those nutrients. Look, they're deep in the soil and wide. And then on our little roots, there's something even tinier. It's called a hair root. They're the tiniest of little roots. You can hardly see them. They're as thin as a piece of hair. Look at that. I'm going to draw tiny little hair roots all over my big, strong roots. And what is the job of the root? Does anybody know what the job of the root is? I think it's to maybe suck up some of that good water, right? From a good rainy day. It's one of our weather words, rainy. So when it rains, it moistens the soil, and the soil seeps down into the earth, and these little tiny roots or hair roots are little straws, and they suck up all the minerals and the nutrients and all the rainwater that it needs in order to make it a good, strong, healthy seed, right? Like a straw, right? Okay, so good. Our roots are deep and wide. Mine are. Are your roots deep and wide? Do you have enough? Do you need a little bit more time? Put your thumb up if you need a little bit more time to draw some amazing roots, right? Okay. When you're done, go ahead and put your brown away, and let's get yellow. I have my yellow. Looks like my yellow got melted Maybe it was a hot sunny day. Look at my yellow. Zoop. Sunny day. That's a weather word. Okay, let's go ahead and I want you to color in your soil. You can go right over your minerals and your nutrients. Go around your big, strong, healthy seed. It doesn't have to be colored in perfectly. It's just your soil. I'm kind of zigzagging around in there. Look at that. Perfect. I'll give you a little minute to color in that yellow. While you're coloring in the yellow, I want you to think of, do you think that windy day is something that our seeds need in order to grow? I thought the answer would be no, but actually the answer is yes. It does need wind and a windy day, because when it blows the little plant back and forth, that actually sends a little message down to the roots to go deeper and wider, so it makes it strong and sturdy to hold it up. And windy days help to bring pollen or spread seeds to other spots so that our plants can continue to grow in other areas. So a windy day is a great thing for our plant. Okay, once you're done with your yellow, go ahead and put your yellow away, and I want you to grab orange. We're going to take the orange and we're going to color in that little seed. Nice and bright orange. You can also go around and add some orange minerals and nutrients. You know, little bugs are good down in our soil too, because the little bugs like worms and crickets and weebles and all those other little animals, grubs, they dig little holes and they kind of help to loosen the soil. And when they loosen the soil, it helps those tiny little delicate roots to have space to grow. So if your soil is too hard or too sandy, it's just not a good space for it to grow, right? Okay, perfect. So what do you think the next thing is going to happen to our plant? What's our next little thing that our plant is going to start doing when it's got all the minerals, nutrients, water, the wind has been blowing in the air? Have you ever heard of a seedling? Ooh, a seedling. How about a sprout or a shoot? Those are all words that mean the same thing. So different places call them different things. So a shoot, a seedling, or a sprout are all the same thing. They're like baby plants that are just getting ready to start growing from that seed. So watch. Our shoot or our sprout or our seedling is going to go right up above our soil, and it's going to curve back down, and we're going to color it in. Might be hard to color over that yellow, but just do your best. That's my little shoot, my little sprout, or a little seedling. And while you have your green, you can go ahead and do some zigzag grass across the top of your soil. Okay? Perfect. Alrighty. So let's go ahead. The next thing that's going to start growing is going to be our stem. So I'm going to find a spot in my paper in the middle of this white space and put a little dot. Okay? It's going to tell me how high my stem needs to grow. Watch, it's going to grow up. And that's awfully skinny. So I want to make it a little bit thicker so it's strong, right? When that wind starts to blowing, we're going to go up, 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 up. Perfect. When you color it in, you can color it nice and lightly so you can still see your edges. See? How's it going? I did not know we could grow a plant on a piece of paper. This is exciting. All right, so what's next? What do you think is next? Our stem is strong. Our little straws are sucking up all that water, the minerals and nutrients into the bigger straw, which is the sprout, the shoot, the seedling, into an amazing sturdy stem. Some little guys start to pop out the edges or the sides of their plant, right? And they're like, ooh, ooh, and they get out there. What are those guys called? These. Do you know? They're called leaves. And guess what? Look, you can draw leaves all kinds of ways. Ovals, circles, big circles, points on the end, all kinds of ways. Mine has points on the end. This one, I'm going to do circles. Nice. Do you think this is a good size leaf? That's too tiny. Give it a nice size leaf, one on each side. Okay? And what is it that is inside of those leaves? These lines that are in the leaves. We have them in our bodies too. In our bodies, ours are called veins, right? And our veins are used to pump blood through our body to keep us alive. But a flower, it's also called veins. But theirs are used to pump the water, right? And the sun and all those minerals and nutrients through that. So you can put a line in the middle of each of your flower's leaves and put some veins, leaf veins. I drew mine nice and dark because when I go to color in my leaf, I'm going to do it nice and lightly. Watch. I still want to see my veins, so if I color it too dark, then my veins kind of disappear. I mean, we know they're there, but we want to see them. That's important. Perfect. All right, so the last thing that happens for our flower is the beautiful bright part. Look at all these flowers. Flowers come in so many sizes, shapes, and colors, right? Look at this flower. This flower up here is showing a cloudy day, very cloudy. This one is showing a sunny day. When sunflowers are in a big field, they turn their big flower petal part towards the sun. So wherever the sun is, they'll move towards it to soak up all that energy. All right, let's go ahead and get a brown crayon. We're going to go ahead and add our flower center. So do a nice size circle. I put dark seeds in mine. And then you can color it lightly too. Perfect. So we need to go ahead and put our petals. I did my petals in 2 different colors. We can use a brown to go ahead and draw the petals, and then I'll let you fill them in whatever colors you want in a minute, okay? So let's put our nice big petals. Does this look like a petal that's going to be big enough to color in? Certainly it doesn't. Let's go ahead and make, look, I'm going to fill my space. Fill my space. If I get to the leaf, I can make it fit. Look. Fill my space. Fill my space. If I want to make that a part of my flower, I can just add it to each of them. Makes my flower look amazing. All right. Let's color our flower in a minute. I want you to grab your blue. We're going to make some wind in the sky with our spirals. Watch. You know how to do this. Start small and get big. Find some empty spaces. Go ahead and do your spirals. Does anyone know how a pollen gets from one flower to another? Flowers have to rely on things like wind, water, birds, insects, butterflies, bats, any type of animal that visits a flower. We call these animals or insects that transfer pollen from one plant to another. We call them plant pollinators, right? Bees are super important. I wanted us to draw at least one little bee on our paper. Go ahead and grab your black crayon. And in an empty space near your flower, I want you to put a little oval. We're going to make a little pollinator, right? In that little oval, I want you to put some little stripes. Maybe a little stinger, which is a little triangle. A little bee head. I did a little black head and colored it in. I gave them a little antenna. These are swirls. I'll do the same. Look. Boop. And how many legs does an insect have again? Do you remember? Is it 8? I think 8 is a spider, right? I think our insect has 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 little legs. Perfect. And then I took my yellow and I colored it in. It's okay if it blends with your black. It's completely fine. Alrighty. Perfect. You can go ahead and pick some different colors to color in your flower. Let's see, I'm going to do mine a little different. I think I will add this kind of red, this pink around the edges. I'm going to leave a little space on the inside of mine. I like to make my petals a few different colors. So you go ahead and pick a color to do your petals. Good. While you're coloring in your petals, I can talk to you a little bit about those weather words, right? Do you think foggy is an important weather to have for a flower to grow? I didn't think it was, but foggy air usually causes rain droplets to happen. So they're a little bit wet, right? And after the fog, sometimes there's rain. Rain is definitely important, right? They need water for them to grow. Here we go. If you want to add a sun, if you've got empty space up here and you want to add a sun, that's awesome. You can go ahead and add a sun as well. Oop, I better add some more to my flower, huh? I'm going to put orange in the middle right here. You know, it's the colors of the flower and the smell that each flower has that attracts those different pollinators to them. So bees can smell from a distance where the flower is and where the best pollen is in town. Let's see, I'll get my center. I think I'll do blue in the middle of this part right here. How's your flower coming out? How many different colors did you use to do your petals? As you can see, some flowers are maybe one color with a different color in the center. Some are multicolored. This one's purple, white. Looking good, everybody. I'm going to let you continue to color in your flower. If you want to add another bee, you can do that, or a sunshine. I usually like to do my sunshines with a little bit of yellow. I'll do a half of a sunshine up here. A little orange, a little yellow. My diagonal sun rays. Yellow in the center. We also talked about doing dashed lines for rain. You can have some little rain droplets coming down. Look. Giving your plant everything it needs so your background can have lots of different things in it, right? I'll give you a minute to add a few more things. Do you think that you could show somebody how to draw this flower on your paper, on a piece of paper? What's the first thing that we needed in order to start drawing this flower? A lot of times people say seeds, but we know we have to have something else to put that seed in first, right? So we need to have soil or earth or dirt, right? Good, healthy soil. Does anyone remember what the name of the vitamins or the minerals or the nutrients, where does that go? It goes in your soil. That helps to feed the plant and keep it strong and healthy. So minerals and nutrients are what feed our plant, right? Does anybody remember what the smallest of roots is called? The tiniest little roots. Remember? I'll give you a hint. Hair roots. It's called hair roots. What was the job of those little roots? They had a few jobs. They're used to keep the plant strong and sturdy, right? They're used to soak up all that water, right? Plants have a lot of jobs. Each part has a different job. Okay? Well, today was super fun. We talked all about weather words, and we drew a plant from a seed on a piece of paper into a beautiful flower. Our next art project is going to be all about bees. So thanks for creating with me. See you next week.